Coach, you had that first half lead, and then they went, I think it was 7-0 run over the end of the first half, beginning second. What was the difference?
9 straight possessions without a score. 9 straight possessions without a score. 3 wide open step-in threes that we didn't make, and a missed layup. That's 4 of the 9 possessions. We're not going to make them all. We gotta make some. I mean, if we're gonna let them shoot that many threes, then it'd be nice if they'd make them. And they weren't. You know, Aaron took a couple hard ones because he had to, but the rest of them were just step-in shots.
Coach, how about Devin's play today? What'd you make of his performance?
Devin's getting better and better and better. Devin cares. You know, Devin has struggled at the foul line, and so he's in turn went in and spent a ton of time, and he listens. He tries to do what you ask him to do. Devin will continue to get better because he wants to.
Bob, it looks like when you watch this team, not only in this game but throughout the season, it seems like it struggles making runs. What's the one thing that pops out to you when you watch that?
Mitch, our offensive execution isn't very good. You know, we spent an enormous amount of time. But you know, when you've got a veteran guy that, you know, you put the ball in his hands and we come out of a timeout and run a set and a guy's wide open and he doesn't throw him the ball. I don't know what to do about that. You know, when we screen our own guy. I just, you know, I think in all honesty, Mitch, I think what's got to happen is we've got to play Brandon more. He makes a big difference around the rim. We've got to get him up to speed. We're spending too much time with some guys that haven't been very productive for us, and they've had plenty of opportunity.
Part of the offensive problem, guys, maybe watching and waiting on Juwan and Aaron at times to create on their own.
No. When you have a step-in wide open shot, what the hell would you think about that for?
In terms of just not
we took
taking
18 threes, and how many of them were hard three? Nate's got a wide open 3. It's a 2-point game, 1-point game. You know, and it barely skims the rim. Terry has some wide open looks. Barely skin the rim if they skin the rim. You know, we gotta make some of those.
Bob, I know you're of the philosophy that nights like this happen, and if you play defensive rebound, you can get over them. But that being considered, is this simply one of those nights or days when you just didn't shoot the ball very well?
No, Dave, we didn't shoot the ball very well. We didn't shoot the ball very well, but we also got out-rebounded by 7. And probably, if Matt were to tell the truth, they probably didn't shoot it as well as they wanted to, but they did rebound the ball offensively. They have 14 offensive rebounds that lead to scores, and we had 13, but we just gave them too many. The one time down there, it's they get 3 possessions. You got to score, get 3 possessions. We didn't rebound it. No. Ball's going out of bounds, and you know, and Gary would be the first one to tell you he's been told do what to do with the ball, and he throws it to them, and they skip it and make a 3. It's a 3-point game now. We just don't consistently do. We try to change defenses and go to pressure. We got a trap. The guy doesn't make the right rotation. Doesn't make any rotation. Just stands there. Into the first half, they come down. Devin Williamson made a heck of a play, and other 4 guys stand there and let him pick the ball up and rebound and score. Those are the things that drive me crazy. You know, you put on the board no layups, no transition layups, and they got back in the game early when we were playing pretty well. Transition layups.
So
It's not hard to run back. Sometimes it's hard to make shots. It's not hard to run back. The one they got at the end of the half, we're out there trying to stop the ball 3/4 court. You can only drill that and say that so many times, and at the end of the day, somebody's got to listen. Now, and do they do it all the time? No, but it's just, that's what happens. That's why we get in those deals where, people make runs. Think about it now. Their runs, it wasn't that they shot the lights out now. Their runs came on layups. We just don't. I told you, I'm going to fix it. I've been trying to fix some other things. I'm going to fix this. We go down there, it's like your dog with the electric fence. We run to that 3-point line, and man, we can't go past it. And everybody else runs for layups. They ran out of bounds twice. They ran out of bounds twice, which you're not allowed to do, by the way, and get the ball. But they ran out of bounds twice, they're running the lane so wide.
Good. Are those things experience or effort?
Well, the honest to God's truth, Justin, I just saw Wells down there, and I talked after we lost to Xavier to Wells and Day, because they didn't get back.
Right.
And we lost the game, we'd have been in the Elite Eight playing UCLA. They didn't get back, neither one of them trotted back. My deal to them was, if we really want to be really good, you got to do it all the time. You can't do it sometimes. You got to do it all the time. And I think, to their credit, they did. They did. These are good guys. I think eventually, it'll sink in. It's not a whole lot of fun now. That's for damn sure. But eventually it'll sink in. We're not far away from being pretty good.
Would you expect this to be a quote turnaround game for Devin Williams? Can he build on this?
Devin's a really good kid that really wants to be good. I don't know. I think you think different guys have played pretty good, and all of a sudden, you think they've turned the corner and they play pretty good for 3 or 4 games, and then they don't play very good. And generally, it's because they didn't put any extra time in. Generally.
Steps can you take for this team to be better at rebounding?
Get those 2 guys eligible. That'd help a bunch. Justin, I don't know. Honestly, Nate played really well second half. Nate had a heck of a second half. But I don't know why Nate wouldn't do that in the first half. We're just not consistent. If Nate played every play the way he played in the second half, he played pretty good. As bad as he played the first half, he played that good the second half. And I can do things with him because he knows what he's doing. But he can't be so passive,
To go off what you were saying a little bit ago about being close, although 7-5 like you were at this point last season, Juwan said he thinks this team's miles ahead of where it was at the same point last year, that the mistakes are a lot more correctable this year. Would you agree?
Yeah, our problem a year ago wasn't talent. That wasn't the problem. The problem was we didn't play very well together, and we sure as hell didn't play very hard. This group plays hard. You can't say they don't play hard. They play hard. They play hard. They try to play together. I think maybe at times, maybe Aaron and Wani maybe do a little bit too much, but I'd rather they try to do too much than not enough.
Anything else?
Coach, when you're talking about Nate, I mean, he has that bad stretch there in the first half, and you know he comes off. Coaches talk to him, players talk to him. Psyche-wise, so from a coaching standpoint, I mean, you put him back in there, and he responds in the second half. Just is that? I mean, confidence-wise, I mean, what kind of?
What the hell does confidence have to do with playing hard?
Yeah.
I don't get that. Playing hard, playing assertive, trying to go after rebounds. What's confidence have to do with that? I don't think that's confidence. Confidence probably is more, feeling comfortable about taking a shot. But the honestly God's truth is I haven't said anything to any of them about shooting. I mean, I think that's something that we're going to have to be good at. So, and they're not going to be good at it if every one they shoot, they're looking over at me to see if it was a good shot or not. I mean, the only one I said anything to anybody was when Aaron drove it right into 7-footer's chest, and wanted to foul. And I'm like, hey, I mean, there isn't an official in the world to call that a foul. You got to make a better decision. But he's not trying. That's for sure. It's a hell of a lot harder than what it looks, to be honest with you. Things go pretty fast out there.
Schedule this week, the break, you and the team, what's the plan?
We're back to 26th. This is the first time we've got a break since I've been here. They'll go home today. Most of them will go home today. Some of them won't. Be back to 26th.